Hey friends, welcome back to Deep Dark Yoga. I'm April Fox. I'm glad you're here. We're going to do some twisty, good lower back hip stuff with practice today and get the heart open as well. So just all of the things. Should be a pretty chill sort of class. Sometimes twisting can get kind of intense, so just take it easy as you go. I have a new space and still working on getting the lighting and some other things right. So thank you for just tuning in and bearing with. While you're here, make sure you hit like and subscribe so that you get the next couple of videos when I get the lighting better and some setup a little bit better, and we'll just keep rocking and rolling. I'm glad you're here. So I did just move in. Do you remember the last time you moved? And those first couple weeks when it's like no matter how much you're unpacking and moving stuff around and building new furniture and everything, it's like all of this stuff that I keep doing, I just feel like I'm not quite getting anywhere. Real talk, where you cannot see on this camera is a complete mess. I've been here for weeks, we've been working on this for a while, so it's been a little bit challenging to manage that. But there comes a point when you're working through moving all this stuff around and setting up all of the new things where all of a sudden it's like you unpack that one last box and you're like, oh my god, I did it. Oh my god, we moved it and I'm done. And I'm gonna say done. Because then, like, I lived in the last place I was at for 4 years, and I'm thinking about when I felt like I was done moving into that place and then what it looked like right before I moved out. And I like really settled in and like found extra stuff and things and like more plants and stuff like that. And so done 4 years ago looked very different than done right before I moved out. And we have that happen in any sort of practice that we dive into, right? Especially stuff that's a little bit challenging and they're very nuanced. You know, you can keep working and working and working at something and trying to maybe it gets stronger, or maybe you touch your toes, or maybe you feel a little more patient and better. I don't know what better is at meditating, but you know what I mean. And we can work and work and work at that and feel like we're not getting anywhere, and then all of a sudden one day you touch your toes, you hold a plank or whatever it is, or you find yourself not getting pissed off at traffic. Like, oh shoot, I finally got there. But as my teacher says, you're never done, so you can never get it wrong. There is no end point, there is no final space. We keep working and we keep making progress, and after a certain amount of time, sometimes it's a little, sometimes it feels like it's been ages, even though you just started moving a couple weeks ago. At some point, we hit that point where we're like, oh, I made big progress here. I've done a thing. I've gotten that much closer in the direction of this goal that I'm pursuing. And that's a beautiful part of this practice, and that's why we call it a practice. It is always practice. There is always something to layer in, to build onto, to unfold in ourselves. And so, thanks for practicing with me. Let's relax the face and get started. Index finger and thumb together. You take the squishy spot at the bottom of your thumb, bring that to the center of your forehead and brush outwards towards your temples a few times. And then going from the sides of your nose out to your temples, along your cheekbones. From your temples down to your chin, along your jawline. And the sides of your nose down to your chin, along your laugh lines. And bring your fingertips underneath and behind your ears. Give yourself a little massage. It's nice to think of lifting the head up from that point behind your ears. And then we'll let the hands rest down where it's comfortable to you. If you kind of close your eyes, maybe just relax your eyelids and look at something nice and soft on the floor in front of you. Just take some deep breaths, building up the steady flow of inhale and exhale that helps you to feel just present, just being here, being along for the ride, along for the process, along for the practice. Take another breath in through the nose. Let the exhale out through your mouth. Again, like that. For 3 ohms. I say, you could always death growl too. Big breath in. And start to open your eyes. I'm going to check for a moment that you're sitting in a comfortable seat. So if folding your legs like this doesn't feel comfortable, you can tuck them underneath you, you can extend your legs out and forward, you can do whatever makes sense to you just to come to a steady seat. And I like to sit up on a blanket or a small pillow or something, because elevating the hips will usually make it a little bit easier to sit. So take a moment and do that. Maybe feel good about it. Come into that seat. Take an inhale, lift your arms up. And then you're going to take a twist over to your right. And just bring the hands where it's comfortable. So back fingertips can touch the floor or they can come to your hip. Watch that you aren't leaning back. See that a lot. We want to stay up tall. And take a breath in. Soften your belly as you exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. And come back to the center, lift your arms up, and we'll twist over to the other side. Just bring your hands where it's comfortable to you. You've got hands for support, still lifting up tall through that space behind the ears. Taking a big breath in. Soft belly as you exhale. Once more, inhale. Exhale. And come back up through the center, lift your arms up and cactus the arms. Pull the elbows out wide, let the heart lift up. Take a breath in. Drop the shoulders as you exhale. Just a little twist from side to side, a little laundry machine action. Listening around my waist and my ribs. One more breath. And then we'll let your arms come down. We're going to come down to laying on the back. I am just going to face the other way because I'm trying not to do things like put my butt and my crotch in the camera because people are weird. So here we go. We're just going to lay down. Bring your knees in. Wiggle a little bit. See if it feels good. And then catching hold of the right leg, let the left leg extend. It doesn't have to be straight like mine, it could be bent if that feels better to you. And roll out the right foot a few times. Make sure you go in both directions. Just moving your toe and your foot and your ankle bones around, and then let those bones rest. And take a few moments to allow all of your bones to rest. Let the right thigh be heavy into your belly. See where you can soften. One more exhale. And then take your right knee and move it across the body. Take your right arm over to the right. And like you'll see, I let my foot drop onto my leg. That just feels like a comfortable place for me to rest it. That might feel comfortable to you. You might prefer to let your foot come down to the floor. You can take a moment to test out those things and see what does feel good. One more breath out. Then we'll come back to the center. You'll take your left leg and let the right leg extend just to whatever degree is comfortable and move your left foot around. Make sure you go in both directions. Get it all worked out. Little snap, crackle, and pop. And let the foot rest. Let the hips rest. Try not to use the arms too much. I'm not trying to pull my leg in. I'm trying to relax the leg in. So less forcing, more receiving, more resting. One more exhale. And we'll take the left knee over to the right, roll over to whatever degree is comfy. The left arm goes out to the left. Oh, something is weird underneath me. Did I drop a screw? I don't know. Life is weird. Moving is weird. Looking forward to being here for a couple of years. Let's take another inhale. Find something to soften as you exhale. Let it out. And then come back to your back. Bring your knees back into your chest. Take some shifting around. See what feels easy and pleasant. So we're going to do a little bit of core work here. And what I invite you to challenge yourself is not to move as much as you can. Don't do the hardest thing that you can. This is not an ab workout. This is an exercise in noticing how your body moves and trying to be steady. So we're going to take arms down by your side. I like to wiggle my shoulders underneath my heart a little bit just to keep the tops of my arm bones down. And then we're going to make shins parallel to the ceiling or the floor. I don't know, that's pretty close. Knees close together. Take a breath in. And just like 6 or 8 inches, move the knees over towards the right without lifting the left shoulder. And then slowly bring them back up. And then moving those knees over to the left without lifting your right shoulder. And slowly lift them back up. And I'll be honest, like I can go way further without my shoulder going down. But I'm not trying to make this really intense. I'm trying just to make it really smooth and connected. And just going a little bit. It still works you plenty, I promise. And I will twist you more through this practice. I promise. Challenge yourself instead of a big range of motion to have the steadiest breath possible. And let's go one more time on each side. So whatever you need to do to wrap it up, you can take a little extra time. And I'll come back to the center. Let the feet come down to the mat. Let your knees open up and turn your palms to face up. So let the inside of the body spread open and relax. One more breath out. Close your legs back together. We're going to come up to a seat. We're going to emerge onto the hands and knees. I threw my blanket away, but if you want to put a blanket under your knees, you can do that. We're going to take the left knee back just a little bit and take the right arm up, and we're going to twist open. And when I bring that knee back a little bit, it just lets me open more. And you can test it if you want. Like, how does it feel when my knees are together? Oh, really stuck. So move that left knee back a little bit. And then you're going to take the right arm and thread it underneath. And you can bring the left knee back up a little bit if that feels good. Wrapped in my hair. You can bring both palms together if you like, or put the left arm behind your back, or leave that right hand exactly where it was. Try to relax your hips. Relax the top of the leg bones. Let out one more exhale. Then if you move the left hand anywhere else, plant it right in front of your face. Take that right arm back up again, move the left knee back a little bit and let yourself twist open. One more exhale. And let the right hand come down, the left knee pull in. What on earth? I think I lost a light bulb. Oh God. Okay, right knee back. Or ghosts. Okay, thank you ghosts for participating in my spooky doom yoga practice. One more exhale. And then we're going to slide this arm underneath. I like to bring my right knee back up to do this. Sometimes crawling the arm overhead or come to fingertips or whatever you want to do with that right hand, including nothing at all. And sometimes the hips get kind of like tight and grippy. Let those relax. Falling down into the floor. One more breath out. And with the right hand planted down on the mat in front of your face, we'll open the left arm back out, move that right knee back just a couple of inches. And let this heart lift and spread out. One more exhale. And both hands come down, and we're going to lower all the way down onto our bellies. If it feels comfortable, try holding hands behind your back. If it doesn't feel comfortable, just spread the fingertips out. You don't have to make the bind. We're going to come up into a locust pose, and my goal is to stretch the chest as much as possible. So that's either with really energetic fingertips or pulling those knuckles back towards my toes and sending the heart forward. What about getting up as high as possible? I'm going to stretch my heart open. One more breath in. Let it out. Come down. Make a pillow for your head with your hands and maybe wiggle your hips a little side to side. And then bring your hands back in. We're going to push up off the floor, and then you're going to sit down on your right hip. Now this whole time I've been facing my heart towards the short end of my mat. And I'm going to try to keep doing this. I'm going to take this leg out from underneath me, and then I'm going to turn my heart down, trying to bring my left shoulder forward, maybe my right ribs back a little bit. And you can stay here and work on breath. Maybe, it's a little twistier, but I find it a little easier to come down onto the elbows, to be honest. I'll come down here. Deep twist. This is not the practice for post-giant burrito, okay? Maybe we come down. Woo. Try to rest the head on the hands. Oh, let's bring heart forward a little bit. That's better. One more breath out. And then you're going to lift yourself up. We're just going to swing the legs around and you'll come to the other side. So my left leg slides over the right underneath me. And I take the hands forward and I try to turn my heart all the way forward through the center of the mat. Maybe down to elbows. All the way down, head onto the hands. Your body is not symmetrical. Not even the sides of your vertebrae are symmetric. So maybe you don't twist as easily on both sides. Let it be what it is. Be open to all the really cool changes that might surprise you as you continue. One more exhale. And then we'll start to lift up. We're going to pull the legs underneath us again. You're going to take the right foot and step it forward. I've got the foot just a little outside of my hand here, so I have a little extra space. And then I'm going to take the right arm and circle it all the way up and back and reach back towards the left foot. Turn your palm to face up and see if that stretches the heart more. My thighs have been really tight today. I don't know if this is going to work, but if you want to, you could hold that back foot. Whee! One more exhale. If you did grab the foot, put it down. If you didn't grab the foot, don't worry about it. We'll take the hands down, and then we're going to make the front leg pretty straight. And what I often find I need to do is scooch the foot forward. Feel free to grab blocks. Mine are under a stack of things. So today is on fingertips. You can grab blocks if you, or something similar if you have them around. This next one's going to be a bit of a balance challenge. Just go to whatever level you feel you're able to breathe through. We're going to lift the right toes and then see if you can pull this thigh muscle up so the leg's really active. And then you're going to turn your nose to the right, step one. Heart turns to the right, step two. Dropping the right hip down. Maybe you just touch your fingertips to your shins, so I'm no longer putting weight on this right hand. Maybe I start to open the right shoulder. And it doesn't have to be 6 o'clock, it could be here. But see how much you can open the heart. Let out another exhale. And hands come down. We'll pull that right knee back, and then I'll go left foot forward, outside of the left hand. And take a big circle. Left arm goes up and out and back, and I reach back. And the difference is, see if I turn the palm down, my shoulder goes down. And when I turn the palm up, my shoulder tends to open a little further. So this is a great place to stay. Oof. I know I said my thighs are tight, but I think they need just a little extra stretch. So I'm going to try to breathe through this. More exhale. Gently releasing that back leg. Take the hands down. Ooh, and then straight-ish. Oh man. The front leg. I wiggled my back knee back. Sometimes that's easier than sending the front leg forward. Couple breaths just to let the hammy open up. One more exhale. And start to turn on the leg, the toes lift. Woo. The thigh muscle lifts. You might come to fingertips here. We're going to turn nose to the left. Drop that left hip, maybe heart to the left. So it's just a little deeper twist, and you'll feel that. Maybe left fingertips to left shin. Maybe left heart opens up, and I keep dropping my left hip. For one more breath. And both hands come down. Pull the left leg back. Spread the fingers out. Push the floor away. Curl the toes and press the hips up and back towards the wall behind you. Go ahead and pedal this out. We're going to meet in a forward fold. So if you need to get off of your hands, just get off of your hands. I like to do a little downward dog, and good way to get good, strong arm bones, get bone density, open up the backs of the legs, stretch those calves. And then feet up to hands, maybe hands back to feet. Try kind of fold, relax your knees, let your belly get really close to your thighs. One more exhale. And stand all the way up. Let your hands come down. And then we'll take the right foot forward, the left foot back, and find warrior one. Move the arms up. And there's a little twist here. Moving the left ribs forward, the right ribs back. Then we'll wrap the right elbow on top of the left and take eagle arms. Now, if wrapping up the feathers like this doesn't feel good, you let them be separate or give yourself a hug. Find something that feels like a good shoulder stretch, not some weird torture. And then you're going to drag the elbows down. Lift your heart up to the arm bones. Some squeezing, arms down, heart up. 2 more breaths. And then bring your elbows down. I want to touch them to my thigh. Really, I want to get them down below my thigh. So I'm dropping my belly down deep into that thigh. Strong feet to make sure I stay upright. Well, I don't know what this is, but whatever this is, because it's not quite upright. One more exhale. And then we'll go ahead and lift back up. We're going to release the arms, take them up. And then cactus the elbows, stretch the chest out. Take the shoulders and soften them back. And then let your hands come to your heart. When your hands come to your heart, open the heart more. This might not be the deepest twist you could possibly do. Try to make it the most open-hearted twist you could possibly do. We'll lean forward a little bit and then keep the heart open as you twist to the right. And just like when we were doing that movement of the knees back and forth on the floor, it's not about how far can I possibly go. What's the quality of what I'm doing? One more exhale. And come up and face forward. I'm going to step your left foot up to the front of your mat. Bring your feet a little bit wider than your hips. I find I have a little more space in my hips when my feet are wider. And then we're just going to sit back like almost a chair pose. And think about what grips and what feels tight and just exhale into that. Like my hips tend to feel like there's a lot there, so I'm going to release the hips. And stand up. And we'll take the next side. So right foot back, nice and wide shape. When you're twisting, you want a little bit more space through the legs. Lift the arms up. Twist a little right ribs forward. And then left elbow on top for a hug or feathers separate or feathers wrapped up together. Keep that front leg strong. Squeeze the elbows down. Squeeze the heart up to the arm bones. And your next exhale, elbows go as far down as you can get them. And push into your feet to stay, I don't know, from falling and catapulting into the floor. This is not upright. I don't know what this is. It's weird. It's yoga. One more exhale. And then unwind your arms. Take them all the way back up. Cactus the elbows. Think of softening your shoulders. Softening your throat. The hands come to the heart. Sometimes pushing into the hands helps the heart to feel more open. And I want to keep heart open, not the deepest twist, the most open-hearted twist. So lean forward a little bit and take that open heart. Now, if I go real far, my shoulders start to go in, so I'm just going to stay back here. Still a twist happening. Oh, a little bit more. One more exhale. And facing up and forward, we'll take the right foot and step it up to the front of the mat. Bring feet a little bit closer this time. So I'm going to go just right underneath my hip bones, hip width apart, sit back, kind of like chair pose. So not super deep, not super strenuous. When you notice things getting tight, can you relax them? more exhale. And then stand yourself up. Take a big breath in, lift the arms. Forward fold. Bend the knees a lot. A lot. The more you bend your knees, the more the belly gets closer to the thighs. When you find what is the max of comfortable bend you can put in? Don't bend so much that it's hard, but when you get real bent, and then notice how much you're able to relax the belly into your thighs. They just melt in together. One more exhale. And start to stand yourself back up. Lift the arms. And bring your hands to your heart. So we're going to take a little standing balance. That's my shorts. And what you want to work on is that you're not leaning back into the twist. Because what I often see is that we take this twist and folks lean back here, and I no longer have the stack of my head above my heart, above my hips. They're all twisted back that way, which makes the twist that much harder. When I have this nice strong axis and I twist around that, I'm a little bit more engaged and my muscle is able to stand up a little bit better. And I always feel like the body acts how you train it to. If I get my body used to standing up straight and tall, it'll keep doing that, which is what I would like to happen rather than getting lopsided as I age, which is happening. So you can tap your toe on the ground or on a block. You don't have to lift it all the way up, but if you are, make sure you lift and engage those muscles. I like to think of lifting from my inner thighs here. So I've got my left leg up. I'm going to take the arms up, feel myself stack up, head above heart, above hips, and twist to the left. I'm going to stay up here, so I don't want to lean back because that's where I'm going to start to fall over. I want to stay stacked here. One more exhale. Arms open, heart open. Turn back to the front. Hands up, foot down. And just, I don't know which way to face. Okay. So I'll face directly in front again this time. I'm going to take the right leg up and I'm going to lift. So my toes are up, my leg is engaged, my inner thighs pull in, which helps me stand up tall. And then staying stacked, let the arms open. Notice I'm turning my palms up because I'm trying to relax the shoulders. Let the heart lift. One more exhale. Woo. 2 feet down. Hands come back to the heart. Wiggle out. Whatever you need to wiggle out. Okay. Now, my feet are underneath my hips. If it feels okay, try bringing your feet exactly together because you're going to try to push your ankles together as you do this. I'm just going to go for smooth, not the highest possible. Can't do this very high anymore, but as smooth as you can manage. We're just going to go up, heart is open, and down. And try to keep the heart open as you go. Go for smooth. It doesn't have to be tall. It doesn't have to be perfect. Notice the point at which if you're getting uncomfortable, if your shoulders start to close in and instead say, not today's shoulders. We are open. We are strong. Woo, we are expansive. Sometimes we are more smooth than other times. A couple more. This time we're going to try to stay up. If you fall down, just get back up again. Take the arms up, lift up, and then I'm going to open the arms. Again, my palms are up to let my heart lift. Watch that it doesn't become this. Try to stay up tall. Woo! One more exhale. Woo. And set things down and shake them out. Okay, with feet still close together, I'm going to take hands to heart, and then I'm going to sit back, chair pose, hands at heart. And I'm using this place to open the chest up. I'm going to keep the legs real steady. I'm just going to take a little twist to the right and to the left. Notice when the shoulders start to go forward, because it happens to me too. Hips are steady. Finish up this round. And come back up to the center. Go ahead and stand up. Now I'm going to come down and try to bring my pinky fingers to my thighs. Hi, Jess. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah? Oh, thank you. Oh, I agree. Everybody's doing really good. Okay, one more exhale. Stretch yourself up. Okay. We're going to twist this again, and I'm going to show you a couple variations of how deep you might want to twist. So I'm going to go to the left just so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to twist down. We're going to go to the left. Maybe you tap your right elbow down in between your knees. Maybe you take your left hand to your hip and your right hand to your knee and you twist like this. There's a big difference between the elbow goes here, oh, and the 2 inches over there, especially since I know that top shoulder wants to go forward, and instead I'd like to try to open my heart, and you have to release the hips here. One more exhale. Go ahead and stand up. Just so I'll face you. We'll go to the other side. So my feet are close just because I don't want my knees to go places. If my feet are real close when I do the twist, helps to keep the legs steady. So heart up. Hips down. Twist. Tap elbow. Or hold thigh. Or moving. Woo. Elbow all the way down and then trying to open the heart. Release the hips down. You can't open the heart here. The shoulder will go forward. You have to release it. One more exhale. Unwind. Come on up. Good. Now since I'm already out this way, let's go with a wide-legged forward fold. So feet out real wide. Come on down. Take a moment to settle in. Maybe you wiggle your ears, your shoulders, your hips. One more breath out. And then we'll come up to long straight arms. And slowly we'll open the left arm out. And slowly lower it down. Open the left arm out and slowly lower it down. We've done so much with legs really close today. This should be nice to stretch the inner thighs. And open them up a little bit. One more round on each side. And start to stand yourself back up. Bring your feet underneath you. And I'm going to start with this side just so I'm facing you. And take the right foot back, or a foot back. So front leg, I'm going to take hands to heart. I've got the front back leg. I'm up on the back toes because it's going to make twisting easier. If that's too much for your balance, you can put the heel down. It's going to be a little harder to twist, so just give yourself space for that. Give yourself a little understanding of why it might feel different. So open heart. And then maybe I come down and you reach the elbow in the direction of my knee. Don't let the knee go in the direction of the elbow. Maybe, oh God, you choose to put hands on the thigh and the hip. Maybe, one elbow goes down to the knee. Maybe palms come together. Strong legs. Don't let the back leg be loose. You want it to be strong to help keep you up-ish. One more exhale. Unwind the twist. Step forward. Shake things. It's one of the hardest things I'll ask you to do all day today. So we're just going to do the other side. And then we'll do one weird thing, and then we'll rest. Okay. So, other foot goes back. This leg is steady. 2 strong legs. Use 2 strong legs. It's way easier than trying to stand on one foot. We know this, right? Heart opens. Twisting elbow towards me. Maybe stay there. Maybe hands come to the thigh. That's a little bit more supported. Could be a little easier. Maybe elbow comes down to the front thigh. Maybe both palms come together. And I want to open that top shoulder to twist more and keep my heart open. 2 more breaths. Woo. One more exhale. And then come out of it. And stand up. Wiggle it a little bit. Okay, I've got a wall wall close enough I can grab it if I want to. You can have blocks around, you can have a wall. You could also decide not to do this part and you may not go as low depending on how your knees and your ankles feel. You can also maybe just work with some of this balance work again, just to strengthen ankles and stretch feet. Great alternative. However, if you're feeling up for it, we're going to try to bring feet together, ankles together. And then I'm going to start sitting down into a chair. You can reach out and touch the wall or whatever you've got, whenever you need. I'm going to lower down so much that my heels come off the floor. Ooh. Try to draw ankles in. And then I'm going to try to stack head above heart above hips. Keeping my heart open. Ooh, ankles go together. Twist. Maybe a little to one side. Maybe a little to the other. Watching the breath. And back to the center. And then we'll just come on down. Bringing the butt down. Take your hands, and this is no pressure onto the knees, it's just skin on skin. I want you to move the skin on top, massage the skin on top of your kneecaps. Try not to move the kneecaps, you might. What we're trying to do is just skin on skin, move the skin. Just a little bit of blood flow. Just to make sure we're keeping healthy, lubricated joints. Hello, ma'am. Yes, you sit on that meditation cushion and help infuse us with softness. Or don't. Okay. Take your right leg and bring it up. You're going to cross it over. You don't have to cross it over, you can leave it right there. Find the elbow, lift and stack that spine. Don't watch that you don't lean back. Lift, twist. One more breath. Lift, twist. And I'm going to unwind the twist. If you did cross the leg, bring it back. I'm going to open the knee, press to the thigh, not to the knee. And then I'm going to move away from that leg, gently pressing the thigh down. One more exhale. And then switch to the other side. So left leg in, cross it over, hook the elbow, lift the heart, lift the backs of the ears, soften as you exhale. One more breath in, one more breath out. Releasing the twist, uncross the leg if you crossed it. Left knee is down, press the thigh, not the knee. Lift up, press the thigh open, exhale, twist. Breathing in. Breathing out. And releasing that twist, taking the feet in. I'm going to hold the feet or the ankles, the shins, wherever it's comfy, and I'm working with long spine. Like stick straight spine and long spine is just a different kind of energy, right? Similar idea. Long spine is not necessarily perfectly straight, and I've got this lift, right? It's very different than rounded spine. We don't want a rounded spine as we go forward. Take a long spine as far forward as you can. And instead of trying to force, maybe hurt yourself, try to breathe into it and just see what happens. It might really surprise you how differently that feels. One more breath out. And come back in. We lay down onto our backs. And start with knees into my chest. You can reach up and maybe you hold behind your knees or your ankles, or you take peace fingers around the big toes. And release the hips down. One more exhale. Release your feet, bring them down to the floor about as far apart as your mat, or maybe a little wider than your hips. Take arms and stretch them back where it's comfy. They can be wider. Maybe you grab opposite elbows like so. And the legs are separate. They'll stay separate, but both of them will go to the right. Feeling that opening across the left thigh, the left hip. Soften the belly. Soften the shoulders, the eyebrows. One more breath out. And back to the center. Move the legs over in the other direction. When they get there, take a moment to relax the shoulders. Release the legs. Soften the belly. One more exhale. And bring the legs back up. And take them and gather them into the chest again. And take the arms open and roll the legs over to the right. Just go to a degree that's comfortable to you. We've done so much deep twisting. This doesn't have to be a deep twist. You can stay right here. If you want, you can take your top leg, which should be your left leg, and you can reach out and maybe you hold it with the right hand, ankle, or maybe these fingers around the big toe, if that feels good and not limiting. One more exhale. Collect your legs back in. We'll move them back through the center and over to the other side. Adjust and wiggle what you need to adjust and wiggle. And then take the top leg and extend it out. Hold wherever is comfortable to you. Like right here is real good. Or look, the wall could hold my leg. It feels nice. One more breath out. And coming back to the center. Do whatever little adjustments you need to come back to a neutral space. Maybe place a hand at your belly and a hand at your heart, observing your heart rate, the breath. Maybe these things are already starkly different than how they were feeling when you first began your practice. If you need anything else at the end of your practice, please feel free to take it. Begin to settle into Shavasana. Just a comfortable resting position, whatever that looks like for you. You can keep those knees bent. And prop yourself up with whatever you like, or take a seated meditation instead. We'll take just a couple of minutes resting like this before we wrap up together. to stay resting, take a longer Shavasana, please do. You can turn this off right now if you want to. Just stay resting in this. Right, start to excuse me. Little fingers and toes if you're ready to come back into more alertness. And roll to one side. Take a moment to offer yourself some gratitude for the opportunity to take time for practice today. You work your way up towards a comfortable seat. We'll feel practice releasing more and more together. Light and the darkness that resides